In money market accounts, AI platforms are becoming an early shortlist engine for consumers comparing rates, online banks, fees, and alternatives. The benchmark shows a category where recommendation power is concentrated and where several recognizable banks are visible in AI answers without consistently earning ranked recommendation credit. For executives, that distinction matters because presence in an answer is useful, but shortlist placement is where buyer consideration starts to consolidate. Hey, I'm Mark Huntley, founder and CEO of Sitework Studio. At Sitework Studio, we study how brands show up across Google, AI answers, and the public sources buyers trust before making decisions, and how that visibility turns into credible citations, comparisons, and recommendations. The market shift is straightforward. Consumers researching money market accounts are asking ChatGPT, Gemini, Perplexity, Copilot, Google AI Mode, and Google AI Overviews to compare providers and recommend options. Those responses function like shortlists. They can summarize rates, explain fee structures, surface alternatives, and rank banks before a consumer visits a website. The benchmark analyzed 1,655 observations across 6 AI platforms and 3 high-intent clusters: discovery and evaluation, comparisons and alternatives, and pricing and rates research. This is a point-in-time snapshot from June 2026, so the exact outputs can change, but the pattern is commercially important. AI discovery has created a recommendation stage that sits upstream from many traditional website visits. The clearest leader in the benchmark is Ally Bank. Ally appears in 59.1% of AI responses analyzed and earns valid recommendation credit in 39.7% of observations. Its top 3 rate is 30.4%, its rank 1 rate is 16.6%, and its average recommended rank is 2.26. That means Ally is not simply showing up, it is regularly being placed near the top when AI systems recommend money market accounts. Capital One holds the second position by modeled value, with 15.2% valid recommendation coverage and an estimated $127 million in monthly AI Authority value. Marcus by Goldman Sachs ranks third by modeled value, with 25.8% valid recommendation coverage and an estimated $1.04 million in monthly AI Authority value. The benchmark estimates Ally at $266 million in monthly AI Authority value, or 8.4% of the total $31.7 million modeled opportunity. Those values are modeled exposure estimates, not revenue, deposits, pipeline, or booked sales. The most important strategic lesson is the gap between visibility and recommendation stage influence. A mention means a bank appeared somewhere in an AI-generated response. A valid recommendation means the bank earned positive shortlist quality recommendation credit. Synchrony Bank illustrates the gap. It appears in 19.5% of responses, but earns valid recommendation credit in only 11.0% of observations. Its top 3 rate is 4.7% and its average recommended rank is 3.81. Sallie Mae Bank shows the widest gap in the data set. It appears in 4.7% of responses but earns recommendation credit in just 0.7% of observations. Its net sentiment score is also the lowest in the data set, suggesting that when it appears, the framing is often neutral or non-endorsing. For growth leaders, this is the measurement upgrade. Track mentions, valid recommendations, top 3 rate, rank 1 rate, sentiment, and rank position separately. Each one tells a different part of the buyer consideration story. The benchmark also shows that AI recommendation patterns vary by platform. Discover Bank has a 16.7% overall recommendation coverage rate, but reaches 35.0% recommendation coverage on Perplexity. VO Bank performs best on Gemini, where it achieves a 16.4% recommendation coverage rate. That creates opportunity and risk. A bank may be strong on one platform and weak on another, depending on the sources that platform retrieves and the way it synthesizes evidence. Intent also matters. The pricing and rates research cluster carries the highest commercial intent in the benchmark, with a buyer stage multiplier of 1.5. In that decision stage cluster, Ally leads with a 36.0% top 10 rate and an estimated $715,000 in captured modeled value. Banks with weak structured rate comparison content, unclear product pages, or thin public evidence may be excluded from the prompts closest to account opening decisions. AI platforms build these answers from public evidence. In money market accounts, the benchmark points to several source layers: rate comparison articles and financial publications, official bank product and rate pages, third-party financial review sites, consumer finance communities, and discussion forums where depositor experiences are documented. Ally's leadership appears to be supported by depth and consistency across these layers: rate comparison coverage, structured official content, third-party reviews, and active community discussion. Capital One and Marcus also have strong evidence layers, though the benchmark describes them as less comprehensive than Ally's. The key point for operators is practical. Search visible content can contribute to the public evidence layer, but AI recommendation credit is its own signal. Teams need to manage citation architecture around the exact prompts, platforms, and source types shaping AI-generated shortlists. The leadership takeaway is that money market accounts now compete inside AI-generated recommendation environments. If your bank is mentioned but rarely recommended, the issue may be weak recommendation stage evidence. If you rank on one platform but disappear on another, the issue may be source concentration. If you underperform in pricing and rates prompts, the issue may be missing decision stage content. Leaders should fund prompt level monitoring, citation source analysis, and content improvements that support positive framing, top 3 placement, and consistent retrieval. In money market accounts, the winners will be the brands that build enough public evidence for AI systems to recommend them confidently when buyers ask who to trust.